I was in the store the other day and the cashier checking me out. We were having a little conversation and I was telling her I was going on a trip. And she was excited and the cashier next to her was like, "Oh, that is so nice. I wish I can go anywhere." And I said, "Sure you can. I mean, sometimes you might have to save up, maybe for a year or so, but you can." And she directly, she said, "Nope, I'm not going on any trip. I can't afford to, and I'm not going on any trip anytime soon." And that made me sad to hear her say something like that. Because honestly, anything can happen in life to make your life better. But if we resign ourselves to our situation right now, then we're going to be stuck right there. If we feel we're never going to do this, we're never going to get out of this, we're never going to get out of that, we're never going to accomplish the things we want in life, what you tell yourself you believe. So her telling herself that, she's going to continually believe that. And it made me feel sad. And I prayed that she changes her mindset, because no matter how bad things are, it can always get better. And you have to have that belief for that. It may not be instantaneous, it may take a while, but that doesn't mean that that's how you're going to live forever. Don't ever think that your present situation is what's going to dictate the rest of your life, because it's not. It's just for a season, it's just for now, but a better season is coming. It's just a cycle of life. It's a law, literally, it's the cycle of life. You can have a season where everything is dying, everything is torn apart, nothing is growing, and then that soil gets that chance to rebuild itself. And then you have a season where everything is plenteous and full of abundance. And let's just hope, pray, and wait for that season of our life. In this day and time, we have to think supernaturally. Think about God and His supernatural abilities and live supernaturally. So do not live by what you see around you, because if you live by what you see around you, you'll be in fear and you'll just be depressed and anxious all the time if you keep your focus on what you see around you. But focus on God and His supernatural powers, that He literally controls the entire universe, those that we don't even know that exist. And He's got you as a child of His, and He can make a way. So let's live supernaturally, not according to what we see. Let's live supernaturally and trust in God's abilities and His power. It goes back to even the Bible with the Egyptians. When Pharaoh was so hard on them, he tried to silence them and tried to hold them down in so many different ways, and still the people flourished. He tried to limit them as far as when they would make bricks for him. He would supply the supplies to make the bricks. When they started talking about them wanting their freedom, he cut that. He says, now you have to go look for your own supplies and make the bricks, and I expect you to still produce the same amount or even greater than what you did before. And they were still able to. He said they are growing too much in number, and he tried to limit them. They continued to grow and have lots of babies and flourish no matter what. So it's the same thing. If you feel that you're being oppressed, so many things are being thrown against you, they still flourished even under the hard ruling of Pharaoh. They still flourish. So the hard hand you've been dealt in life at this point, you can still flourish, and you still will flourish. Even them being out in the wilderness in the desert, God provided for them every day, sending manna from heaven. And for those who didn't have the mindset to live supernaturally and to trust Him, they would gather more than they needed. And that extra that they needed would rot. And they weren't even able to use it anyway, because God told them, just take what you need for the day. So if you're going through just a tough period and you're worried about what's going on in the world and what's around you, let's focus on God and live supernaturally. Take what you need for today. Don't worry or be anxious for tomorrow, because God will provide for tomorrow. And let's hope and put faith in Him for a better day, a better season, and a better world. Trust in God. He's got you. Have an amazing day. Much love.